Hello, everybody, and welcome to the next episode of the Gameacologists. I'm John. I'm here with Make a Wish Matt, and we have Kyle returning. Do you like that
Hello,
name, Make a Wish Matt? It's the alliteration for
I
me
do.
with all the M's.
No, I don't like that. It
There's
sounds
two
like
M's, but yeah.
I thought about it yesterday, and I was like, "Oh, I'm gonna use that."
I don't I don't like it because it sounds like I'm not the real one. I'm the original OG Matt.
Yeah, and
You,
I'm fake James. What are you talking about?
so like call me you're like call me Make a Wish is like say I'm Discount Matt or I'm RC Cola Matt.
I don't
When
know. The
I'm
I
Make a Wish
mean,
Foundation is when a bunch of kids who are like dying of horrible diseases get to meet
I
like
know
so.
what Make a Wish is. I know exactly what it is. You're just being a bully by saying
yeah,
I'm a diseased child.
he like sent
Shame
a
on
thing.
you.
He like sent a thing in the Make-A-Wish, and they were like, "Nah, dude, that's just your face." So like he's upset at them, and I get why he doesn't want to be called
Like, get John Cena to this kid ASAP.
that.
Anyway, so today we're talking about games that were overshadowed or underrated
Okay.
for, I guess, a plethora of reasons. A lot of it mostly is the way they're released, poor marketing, lack of
But
insight or foresight.
but is that the case though? You always think that is the case.
No, but I think it's the most common one.
Okay.
Well, for like our first example, Mad Max on PS4. I love that game. I know you
Yeah, it's
guys love
great.
that game.
Hmm.
That's a really, really good game, but it came out as on the same day as Metal Gear Solid 5.
Right.
That's just poor timing, honestly.
Which me
But
back then, I didn't have a PS4. I was still on PS3, and I waited in that midnight release for because not only that, but Metal Gear Solid 3 had a PS3 release, and but Mad Max didn't.
Yeah, it was a PS4 game, right?
Yeah,
On launch. Okay. That's, I mean, they're not the same style of game, so like I mean, I get why it would have been overshadowed because it's Metal Gear Solid 5. People love that game. I don't personally because I don't really like Metal Gear, but that's not here nor there. And it's underrated because I mean it's Mad Max. It's got a lot to live up to. Yeah, the original trilogies of Mad Max with what's his face?
Mel
Mel
Gibson.
Mel
Gibson.
Gibson.
Yeah. They're I mean, they're not the best movies in the world. I'm not
You
gonna
take
lie.
that back.
They're up there.
But they're great. No, I love Mad Max. I used to watch them with my grandpa all the time. But they're great movies. I'm not talking shit on that. But they're not like the game has a lot to live up to. And I think it does a very good job of kind of fleshing out the world a little bit because it's not a car combat game, but you do use your car a lot to combat people.
I did a lot of like looking into that game because I was very obsessed with it, and it does borrow a lot from the Mad Max series, but it's technically not canon. But you can make the argument that like all of those stories are it's something that happened being retold by another person. Every Mad Max movie is basically someone sitting around a campfire telling you a story of something that happened with some legendary guy, and the stories are all probably embellished. So in that sense, either they're all canon or none of them are canon.
Yeah, I
Like,
mean,
so even though the game doesn't really, because there's a million different, like that's a whole other topic on why the game is or isn't canon, but
yeah,
it's in that sense, it still kind of fits perfectly in the series
yeah.
because they're all like that. Like Fury Road, doesn't the Interceptor get captured, destroyed, rebuilt, and destroyed again? And yet somehow in the Road Warrior, he also has the Interceptor.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The only movie where he doesn't have the interceptor is Thunderdome.
Yeah,
Oh yeah. Huh. I forgot about that.
that's the only one that's canon, I guess. The Teen Turner.
Yeah. Yeah.
And then oh, I still haven't watched them, but like the new Furiosa movies.
That wasn't bad. There's only one,
I
I think.
I haven't seen them.
I
I
they might be coming out the sequel for her, but I just haven't gotten around to watch it. I do want to watch it, but I don't even know if Max is like mentioned or if they mention the Interceptor or anything like that.
I
Because
can tell you if he's mentioned, if you want me to.
he is, I'm sure.
Very, very briefly and barely, and it's up for debate if that's even him.
Oh, okay.
It is like there's a part where she's walking through the desert and there's a guy standing next to a very familiar vehicle, watching her with binoculars, and that's it.
Hmm.
Oh,
Very brief.
okay.
Well,
So
isn't
it's him.
Yeah.
Like it's him.
doesn't the movie also take place before Fury Road? Like Furiosa?
Yeah.
Yeah, it shows like her.
Because that's
I
how.
haven't seen the movie. I understand the timeline because Furious is in Fury Road and she's an adult.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
like
I,
she's older.
but also, like in Fury Road, that's how Fury Road starts. Like he's standing next to his car, looking over the landscape, and then he steps on a lizard.
It actually looks exactly like that. But when she's walking through the desert in that scene, she would be younger than she would be in the opening to Fury Road, if that makes any sense. But it looked like the way
Oh,
the
Yeah,
car is parked and he's overlooking like the open desert.
yeah.
It's pretty much that exact same shot.
okay.
But
So
he's there.
yeah.
Ish. Yeah, okay. I think like the Mad Max game, it was like one of the launch titles for the PS4. So
Yeah.
Yeah.
maybe that was just like bad timing for the game for it to be overshadowed. I wouldn't say it's over or underrated by any means, because people who like play the game and discovered it talked about it and it gained a lot of buzz. It just got way overshadowed by a much larger property.
Fair.
Well, it developed a cult following like later in its lifespan, which really doesn't help the game. I mean, I'm sure they're making money off of it, but if it's anything
Right.
like movies, that initial release window, like oh, we sold 1 million copies in a week or whatever it is, that's where a lot of the big money comes in. But I guess that's other than like Fury Road and the newer one.
Yeah, but here's the thing about cult followings versus big budget stuff. Big budget stuff, it yeah, gives you a lot of money up front, but also you can get a fickle fan base where cult followings, those are like real dedicated fans and they will support the shit out of your product. And if you come up with something new and it's good and it's within that universe, people will tend to spend money for it versus trying to get in more audience members for something that's more big budget. I'm not saying that's always the case for big budget things because there's plenty of big budget things out there that have a good following and have a huge fan base. But I would say for like at least 50% of the time with big budget stuff, you get your money, then the popularity fizzles out, and then you come out with something new, and you gotta get audience members back in. Whereas, like I said, with the cult following, the fan base is is steady. Once they learn about something, they really enjoy it, and you give them a new product for that universe, people will go after it and seek it out.
Well, that can be a double-edged sword. There's things like Mallrats didn't make a lot of money, and
Yeah.
Ash versus the Evil Dead made like dick because Stars did a free 30-day trial. People get it, binge it, and cancel Stars, or they just download the show. That's why we'll probably never see Ash Williams, the Bruce Campbell version, ever again because the character just doesn't make money anymore. I heard Bruce Campbell
Yeah.
say it. He's like this.
Mm.
He said Ash will be back on the 7th of Never, and he explained that was why. Like we
Yeah.
probably won't see Ash again because the Evil Dead quote unquote fans that they didn't pay for it.
And also, I mean, look at just for example, like Rocky Horror Picture Show. People love that movie. That movie is not good.
Yeah, I agree with you, Kyle.
No,
I agree with
like
you.
I'm not saying like it. I'm not saying like people don't like it. I'm sure I'm not talking shit on the movie. I've never seen it all the way through. I've seen like the first half of the movie, and I watched it like on DVD in my house.
There's
So the
boobies
whole
at the end. Sorry.
cool. The whole experience is going to the theater to see the movie when they show it. You know, people they fuck with people in the audience. People get up and sing and dance and know the whole fucking movie by heart. You know, but it's like if you're just watching it by yourself, that movie is not very good.
I think
That's
that's
not
where
the whole.
that yeah, I think
The,
that's where that movie made its money. It was
yeah,
such a theatrical experience.
yeah,
I would go see it in
sure,
theaters just to see it. Well, I would only go if it was a bunch of old people
yeah,
going, people who knew like
yeah. I get you. But like, but that's what I mean. Like the movie has a cult following, and they haven't released shit else. They did make Rocky Horror 2. You know, they
Um,
did a remake or whatever with what's the person's name? I don't know. But like they did another movie or like a show based on the events of the movie or something. And but it like it's not they're not just actively releasing stuff for Rocky Horror and people would still go see it in theaters.
there was a sequel. It's called Shock Treatment, but I've never seen it, and I heard it was really bad.
I don't care. I saw the movie once, and I'm like, why do people like this? I'm moving on.
Why did they freeze Meatloaf on his motorcycle?
I don't know. Like,
He was the
I don't
best
know.
part of the movie. He came out, sang a song, and got murdered with an ice pick. It was perfect.
I have no idea what the movie's about or anything. Maybe I just didn't get it. Maybe that's why I don't like it. But anyways, moving
Yeah.
on.
So it was brought to my attention that during the last episode that I may have been a little too harsh on Horizon Zero Dawn. I'm not going to name any names. It was James, my brother, but I'm not going
I know
to.
exactly who you were talking about when you said James.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I actually went back and listened to the previous episode again to be like, I know I said something, but what the hell did I say? What I actually said was I would rather play Hook on the Super Nintendo than Horizon Zero Dawn because I think it's more fun, and I stand by that. Like, not the NES version, not Hook on NES. That one's bad, but the Super Nintendo one is really good.
Which I have. That game's amazing.
I've beaten your copy. Like, I remember I borrowed it from you, and I crushed that game.
Yeah, it's not a hard game. It's pretty easy. I've beaten it quite a few times before I put it into storage.
But I think my main issue with Horizon Zero Dawn when it came out was that there's just a million other games like that. There's a bunch of different Assassin's Creeds. There's a bunch of different, climb up to a place, get a viewpoint that unlocks a bunch of different locations you can go to, and you can get collectibles, do side quests. And I'm not saying that that style of game is bad or that that game is bad, but it's just they're a fucking dime a dozen. Even Mad Max is a lot like that.
Yeah, yep.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
It's one of
You
those.
don't have to climb, but yeah.
Yeah, you have a hot air balloon.
Um,
You have to put gas in the
that's
hot air balloon, though. So,
let's just do this. Horizon Zero Dawn. First game was released in February 28th, 2017. It was released just a few days just before Breath of the Wild.
so Breath of the Wild was March 3rd. I don't know if that was a leap year or not. So 28th to March, that's like what, 3 days, 4 days,
Yeah.
maybe if it's a leap year.
I
So
would I mean, Breath of the Wild was that year was the highest anticipated game to be released. And since the trailer dropped for it, no one gave a shit about anything else except for Breath of the Wild.
not only was Breath of the Wild really good, well, it came out on the Wii U originally, but outside of that, it was a system seller for the
Mhm.
Switch. What, Kyle, has a question?
I don't like Breath of the Wild.
Well, you're wrong. Breath of the Wild's fucking amazing.
Nope. I'm
Yeah,
sorry. Why does my
Dude.
Master Sword have a fucking battery?
We've
Fuck
been
you.
through this.
because
Fuck
it
you.
does.
No, that's
But
fucking dumb.
I-
That's
I-
fucking
I-
stupid. That's the dumbest shit in the world. I don't give a fuck.
I agree
Did you
with
play the
that.
game,
I
or
could-
did you just hear that on the internet and we're like, "Oh, I'm never
I
gonna
mean,
touch
I
that"?
played the game, but I never got to the Master Sword. So there's that.
I
But
agree.
my point is like I'm okay with the durability, making food, crafting armor if you do that. I don't fucking know. I didn't play the game very long. But like, fuck you. My Master Sword shouldn't have a fucking battery. I'm sorry.
That game's
It just
incredible.
it just should
It
not.
is.
And I'm not saying it's a bad game. Because I know it's good. Everybody loves it. I've got other friends that like the game too. I'm not trying to be a dick about it, but it's like,
You said "fuck you."
well, I meant you specifically.
I'm not trying to be a dick, but fuck you.
I'm saying you specifically, John. You.
But not only that, Horizon Forbidden West, its sequel, came out 1 week
week,
before
yeah.
Elden Ring.
Yeah.
And
Like, get it
Elden Ring.
together.
yeah, and
I own Elden Ring.
Elden Ring was also one of the most anticipated games for the year to be released. Like
Yeah. Fucking damn it.
that, like whoever made Horizon Dawn, like Kyle said, get your shit together. If you make a third one and you put it out like a week or before or after GTA 6, I'm
Oh,
sorry,
dude.
but you're just retarded.
You're asking to be like overshadowed at that point.
Yeah,
Yeah.
way overshadowed. oh, well, here comes Red
But
Dead 3. Let's
yeah,
release Horizon 4.
yeah, right. Do you know which one was announced first?
No.
You know, because if Horizon Zero Dawn, for example, was like 2 years ago, but 2015, before it was like, yeah, we're gonna release on this day, and then Breath of the Wild is showed a year later, and it's like, hey, we're releasing on this day. That's not Zero Dawn's fault.
That's
True.
true, but
Yeah.
twice.
Yeah, no,
Yeah,
absolutely
but
not. No, they're on
yeah.
they're on fool me once kind of thing. Like that's on the second one's on them. I'm saying for the first one, like that's come on, man.
I think it all comes down to like having a good foresight in marketing. Like if you have a game that you've completed and you want to put it out to sell it to people, maybe not around Christmas or like for February, March tax return season. That's a good time. Like if the Switch 2 released around tax return season, I'd probably have one. But
Yeah,
that's what I'm waiting for next year. Maybe the price will drop, they'll work out some bugs, and I'll have the money to be able to afford it. So I probably won't get one until next year, March, April. But you also got to think like if you're going to put out a game in December, at any time in December, a lot of people, especially in America, celebrate Christmas and they're going to buy
Mhm.
gifts for their kids or for their family members.
hmm
And so like that would be a perfect time. Early December, early to mid December would be a perfect time to drop Grand Theft Auto 6. There's a lot of people would want to get that for Christmas, especially like that's a perfect game to buy your 12-year-old son for Christmas is
Yeah.
Grand Theft Auto 6.
But
but but then you got to think like those kind of games are going to come out in times where it's strategically advantageous to make a lot of money off of them. So if you're going to put your game out there, maybe it's your Horizon Zero Dawn going up against Breath of the Wild, maybe it's not a good time to put that game out. You got to have some kind of foresight in marketing. See, it's the tab right there.
I
The
can't
foresight.
read.
I brought it back. I'm right on fucking track there. They're not supposed to know we're looking at notes. Fuck, I ruined the magic.
What notes?
anyways,
Fuck.
I don't have
but
notes.
I was gonna say if you are going to release, once again using GTA 6 as an example, if your game is going to release around Christmas time, the same time as that one, it needs to be something like Call of Duty, another major competitor to like go against it. You can't just have some sort of new unknown type of game and like hope you succeed against a juggernaut like Grand Theft Auto.
Oh, there's another one on here that our notes are a little bit out of order, but so you guys have both told me I haven't played Titanfall 2. You guys have both said that it's a really, really good game and that I should play it. But I think one of the reasons I was like, okay, it's just another fucking first person competitive shooter. Like when I'm looking at the trailers and the things, I'm like, great, it's just another first person shooter, and I'm good. But I think what really hurt it is that so Titanfall 2 came out October 16th, 2016. Battlefield 1, October 21st, 2016. And then the Call of Duty Modern Warfare Remaster came out in early November that next month. So Titanfall 2 comes out, and then it immediately has to compete with Battlefield 1 and Call of Duty Modern Warfare Remaster.
Yeah,
But
and
that's
that's a
just poor timing. Like,
that is horrible timing for that game. And you're not wrong that that Titanfall is another competitive online shooter with mechs, but the reason why we only tell you to play Titanfall 2 is because it's more science fiction and the campaign is good. That's all you
Yeah,
need
the
to
campaign is
play.
fantastic.
That like once you play the campaign, beat it, and then be done with it. You don't have to do the online shit.
Yeah. I mean, if you want
So
to, go for it. But
but those three games coming out back to back, if you're going to shell out $60 for a new release, Battlefield 1 is a returning franchise. Call of Duty is a well established franchise
mhm.
yep.
versus Titanfall 2, which looking
And
at all three of them, Titanfall 2 probably has the better story
Oh,
if you're playing
absolutely.
by
oh,
yourself.
absolutely.
Absolutely.
Like
100%. Because again, Call of Duty's like, hey, go here and stop the bad guy.
But
and the nuclear threats
And that's it. And they've
paying,
done that eight
yeah,
times, you know?
paying
and
And it's like,
battle
for a new release is a gamble.
yeah.
it
And
is.
and with Titanfall 2, like it is go here, stop the bad guy, sure. But there's so many things that happen in between those points like point A, point B. Like it's fucking nuts.
Yeah.
Oh, no, and you're doing it all in a giant fucking robot. Like it's fucking cool.
And then like I think Battlefield 1 is probably the best Battlefield out there from what I hear people say. It's
Isn't
the
the one
one
that's
that
like
they,
World War One?
Yeah.
yeah.
Okay,
Eh,
I played it.
I mean, I don't know much about Battlefield, honestly, but from what I've seen and like from what I've heard, that's like the game that people mostly prefer over all the other Battlefronts, except for Bad Company.
I was gonna mention Bad Company.
Yeah.
I didn't play it, but I
Oh,
remember
Bad Company and Bad
hearing.
Company 2 are great.
Yeah,
Yeah,
They're solid shooters. They're good games.
I remember the
yeah.
trailers being funny.
Yeah, yeah, absolutely. They're great. You know, because Modern Warfare 2 released around the same time as Bad Company. Bad Company was after, I'm pretty sure.
Hmm.
But there's a snowmobile scene in Call of Duty, Modern Warfare 2.
I
And
remember.
it's a fun level, you know. And in Bad Company, at the start of a level, you get on some ATVs. They're like, I don't remember exactly what they say, but they're like, only pussies ride snowmobiles and shit. And like they're just making fun of that whole level. It's fucking great.
It's snowmobiles and Die Hard too. It's not only pussies.
I know that's not what they said. I'm not
Uh,
correct. I'm just saying.
Although I do think it can be intentional at times. I can't think of any examples, and also we would never really know unless there's like a report about two companies having beef with each other, and then one one of them's just like, you know what, fine, fuck you. We're gonna wait for you to release your shitty game, and then we're gonna just release a major known title.
yeah. They're like, we got a new Zelda in the vault. Just
Yeah,
keep talking shit.
yeah. No, they're just sitting there like, hey, this will be really funny. Watch. And then
Yeah, we have a new
they
Zelda.
re they yeah they
Oh,
released Tears of the Kingdom too.
Or a
I
new
think they should
Mario.
go. They should go another direct. Tears of the King. I love Tears of the Kingdom. It's fucking awesome. But it's Breath of the Wild too.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I was
Just
joking.
You
do
know,
something
they
else.
should, yeah, do something else and then put it somewhere else in the timeline.
Do that futuristic one they were gonna make. Honestly,
I think
that'd be fucking cool.
I think that's what Breath of the Wild is supposed to be. Because there's a lot of futuristic tech in it. The thing is, like every 100 years or so, the spirit of Ganon reappears and demolishes the world. So they're not
Yeah,
gonna get cars. They can't. Every time they get close to it, this fucking
yeah,
monster shows up and Godzilla's everything. They're gonna
yeah.
start over.
Oh,
It's a
I
pain in
know.
the ass.
Yeah, they just finished building a city, and it's like 100 years later. It's like fuck off. Like,
But yeah, that's why there's robots and shit in Breath of the Wild and Tears of the Kingdom.
yeah,
There
I know.
is futuristic technology, but like they can only. And then when they made the robots, Ganon put a curse on them and switched it so the robots turned around and attacked all the humans.
Oh,
Yeah,
good to know.
that's why those guardian things in Breath of the
Yeah.
Wild, the little spider things, those are supposed to be good guys.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
Good to
you
know.
can't have nothing.
Nope.
Yeah.
Oh, we can't have nice things because Ganon's a giant piece of shit.
But then there's so something I would say is kind of overshadowed, maybe shot itself in the foot. Callisto Protocol. It had guys from Dead Space come and work on it.
Yeah.
But the thing is, I played the game. I didn't beat it. I got very far in it. The whole time I'm like, I want to play Dead Space.
Yeah,
Okay.
I know.
Here, I mean, Callisto Protocol is a spiritual successor.
One more time.
Callisto Protocol is a
Callisto.
spiritual.
Callisto.
Callisto
How do you say
Protocol.
it? However you fucking say it, it's a spiritual successor to Dead Space because after what was the company? Valve?
Visceral.
Visceral Gaming.
Yeah.
That's what it was. After they were shut down, like one of the main guys that worked on Dead Space and a few other guys that worked on that project went to another company and they made Callisto Protocol or Callisto. How do you fucking say the words?
Callisto.
It's a T.
I love the
Uh,
part in Transformers where that guy from Callisto Protocol is teaching that guy like how to use a parachute. He's like, "You pull this," and he pulls it. He goes, "Not now. We're still on the plane, you dumbass." Sucked out of the back of the plane. So every time I see that guy, it's that scene.
but
That guy is that scene.
But like, I think even though, yeah, you want to play Dead Space when you play that game, however, its own original story
Absolutely.
is vastly interesting. Like after I beat it, I'm like, I want there to be a second one. I want to know what happens. It's not oh, we have Dead Space at home type of deal.
Yes, it fucking is. I'm sorry.
No, no, it's not
I
because
felt like
like,
it was.
To me, it's Dead Space at home. I'm sorry, like it,
but
Not
to
bad.
I
me,
couldn't get into it. All it did was make me want to play Dead Space.
I mean, I don't disagree with that sentiment, but for me at least, I thought its story was super original and
Sure.
interesting, and I want to know what happened.
It would be like if all the Chuck E. Cheese's got shut down, and I opened up a place called Charlie Cheddar's that was very similar to Chuck E. Cheese, but it's just missing something.
Yeah.
And there
I
is
felt
no more
like
Chuck E. Cheese. You can only go to Charlie Cheddar's.
You can only go to
I
Charlie Chess.
I don't think there's anything missing from that game.
The
Like
plasma gun, or the three thing where you can turn.
you're just being nitpicky.
Well,
Like
you said anything.
you're just being nitpicky about the weapons and shit. Like, but the gameplay, I'll admit, some of the dodging mechanics were like kind of like rough.
Master this or die immediately.
Yeah,
Pretty much.
yeah.
Which isn't
So
that bad.
no, and if they made a second one, they would probably smooth that out or made it better.
I just remember playing it and thinking like, man, I want to play Dead Space. I remember when I was younger, I didn't really appreciate some of the earlier God of War games until I got a lot older. But I remember the first one I played was 3, and I beat the whole game and I loved it. But the whole time, I'm like, man, I want to play Devil May Cry.
Yeah.
Like this is great, but
And see, I was the opposite because I didn't really care about Devil May Cry because I didn't like being graded on how I'm playing the game. And that's just me. That's just my own personal thing. So when I play Devil May Cry, I'm like, I want to play God of War. Like God of War is not ranking me on how well I can stab a group of people. Like it was fun. It was kind of mindless. You didn't really have to think until you got to the non-fighty sections.
but fortunately and unfortunately, since they put Dead Space on the Dead Space on PS5, which is a remake of the first one, which is mostly the same game. There are some differences.
Yeah,
They fixed
they
that
changed
asteroid shit.
and they changed the level names.
Yeah, but I don't know if I'll ever now I'm not saying nobody should ever play Callisto Protocol or that it's not worth anyone's time, but me personally, I'll probably never if I go back to it, it's gonna be years from now.
Fair.
When was the last time you actually played it?
It's been a few years. And I got
What?
really far in it, Callisto.
Callisto? Oh, okay.
I got
And
really
it's
far
gonna
in it.
take, and it's gonna take you another few years to get.
Well, I have
back
Dead
to it.
Space. I have Dead
Yeah.
Space. That was like this because at the time we didn't have Dead Space. We didn't have
Yeah.
anything like it, and I think the sales of that game probably were like showing was it EA like, hey, there's still an interest in this type of game. Like people are
Oh,
like,
absolutely.
people want Dead Space. That's why they're buying Callisto Protocol. So
Yeah. I mean,
But to be honest, I didn't know what type of game Callisto Protocol was until I actually sat down and played it. I saw it was for free on the PlayStation monthly stuff. I'm like, oh, this looks interesting. And I downloaded it, played it. I'm like, oh, this shit is cool. But it reminds me of something. I'm like, oh yeah, Dead Space.
so another game that I don't know if it's been overshadowed or underrated necessarily. I added it down there to that underneath. Is the Outer Worlds, and the only reason I'm bringing it up is because it's made by Obsidian,
Same guys
and
at the New Vegas.
exactly, and they brought up that up in like the announcement trailer or whatever. They're like from the people who know how to make a Fallout game. Yeah,
Yeah.
because four had just released and people were fucking tearing into it because it wasn't as good as 3 or New Vegas. There were quality of life improvements, sure, but I would rather play the older games than run through 4 a bunch of times. And I've beaten Fallout 3 and New Vegas in like every way possible. So, it's like this game isn't necessarily underrated or anything. But I just thought that was funny.
that game for me personally did get overshadowed because when I first started playing it, I really, really enjoyed it. I got really far in it, and then the Resident Evil 4 remake came out. And when that came out, I didn't play anything else for like a while.
Sure, me
I
too.
just beat that game over and over and over again.
I didn't do that.
by the time I was willing to step away from it and start playing other stuff again, it had been a long time, and I
Yeah,
would have had to start Outer Worlds. So I don't remember the stories of the characters that are with me, what fucking planet I was on, just all that stuff. And then I did start it over, and then I was like, eh. Which
you
that's my
should.
fault. That's not the game's fault. That's my fault. But
You should get it. It's a good. It's a, or play it. I mean, it's a good game.
yeah, I do have it.
I know.
But Matt, you added Damon X Machina to the list of games that
Demon
were
X.
overshadowed. That's just Damon. It's AEMO. Whatever. I've
You
never played
spelled it
that.
wrong.
I'm pretty sure I didn't. But I've never played that game.
Yeah, he didn't. I'm looking right at it, like at the game itself. It's.
I'm a genius, Matt. Don't ever question me.
I'm sure
This
it's
is
pronounced demon,
Yeah, it's
but
pronounced demon. It's Demon Ex Machina,
well
which is
here
Latin
on play.
for
A makes the A sound, and E makes the E sound.
it's Latin, you dickhead.
It's a dead
it
language.
could make it. It could make an ah sound too. So Dominex Machina, but it does not make demon.
Yeah, with your collared shirt, thinking you know shit. It's a really nice shirt.
I got
Fuck
Voltron.
you.
I know more than you. No, I'm just kidding.
It really. I got my wife's little mermaid shirt on. You can't see
Nice.
it, but it looks fly as hell. I like to bastardize that. I think that's a terrible character, but that's something else entirely. But tell us about
Okay,
something Ex Machina because I've never played it. I don't know it.
Me either. I
Dem-
don't know shit.
Demon Ex Machina is another spiritual successor, but it's a spiritual successor for Armor Core. The same, like a small team worked on Demon X, and same people that were involved with the Armor Core series. And it's pretty much the same thing. Like you get your mech, you can customize it and all this other stuff, get better weapons, better targeting systems, better thrusters, all that good stuff. The type of armor and like the type of legs and stuff like that, all taken account for weight and how you move. But the unique thing about Demon X is you're a pilot. You can actually operate outside of your mech. In Armor Core, you can never do that. And you can mod your pilot to make them really overpowered. So you could be like this little human dude fighting giant robots. But the thing is, you're sacrificing your humanity as you do this. So like the more you upgrade the more you upgrade your pilot to be outside of the mech to fight, the more of your human parts that you're giving up.
I'll give you some human parts.
That's interesting.
Yeah,
I have
so
one question.
what's that?
Why isn't it Gundam?
Or Lost Planet. That sounds like Lost Planet, except you can't upgrade. Well, you can upgrade your guy in Lost Planet.
There isn't. Are there mechs in Lost Planet?
Yes, out the ass.
There are. Yeah, there's so many.
Oh,
But they're not like fully customizable like this. They're not. It's not like that. It's just like you
Okay.
get in a big bag.
There's just mechs laying around in the levels.
Yeah, you
Jump
just
into
get in
them.
them and walk and hit stuff or shoot stuff if they have the thing. But why isn't it Gundam?
because there's other mech franchises aside from Gundam.
Name 6.
You got Marcos, you got Guardian Logan. Uh, what's
Lost
the
Planet.
no, not Lost
that's not-
Planet. Let's see here.
Name
I'm,
six.
I'm trying. I don't like to be put on the spot.
Neon Genesis.
Oh yeah, Neon Genesis. Thanks for that one. What's the one where the one from like the 70s that he's red and black? He has like horns and stuff. The giant robot. I forget its name.
Knack 2.
There you go.
It wasn't that. It's not
Maybe
that.
that. Maybe that.
Well,
Well, Gun X Sword. Code Geass.
is that Max or is that just dudes with eyeballs?
Everybody's
both.
usually- Matt, Kyle's got 4 fingers. Like Kyle's actually counting.
Yeah, 5. There are 5.
One more.
It's-
Uno mas.
He says, let me think of another good one here.
I mean, I already have the 6th answer. You already said it.
Well, then it would be included.
Vendread.
Damon X Machina.
That no, Armored Core.
Aside from those two, you got
Aside
Vendread.
from Gundam and Demon X Machina, you're good. That was 6. I was just.
Let's see. Let me give you another one because it just popped in my head. Muck Love. And then there's what is it? Knights and something. It's an isekai where this like kid or this dude who's like every other isekai, he gets killed and he's transported to another world. But he's like a tech genius, so he makes giant mechs in this like medieval times.
Yeah.
So there's seven. You're welcome.
But how is Damon Ex Machina over? You think it was overshadowed by like Armored Core?
Well, no, I just think it's just a game that isn't too well known. It to be underrated, not overshadowed.
Okay. I mean, it
Kind
looks
of.
cool.
It's a fun game. It's really cool, and I like how like
It's
the
$12.49 for on Steam right now, so
yeah
check it out. I'm
Steam
looking at the
has
Steam page right now.
Steam has dropped a lot of good
Yeah,
deals
I
this
know.
past week.
I got
Like
the Doom collection that they had. It was Doom 1, 2, and 3, which I already own Doom 1 and 2, but whatever. I got the whole collection. It was Doom 1 and 2, 3, all the DLC for 3, Doom 64, Doom 2016, and Eternal and all its DLC for $30.
There was a
yeah,
collection on the Switch for Doom 1, 2, 3, and 64.
Yeah,
And by the time they dropped it, I already had bought each of those games individually. And it
nice.
says I was like, oh, there's a collection, and I went to go see if there's like new shit, and it said like I already have the collection. Like it already said purchased. Like, as soon as it like,
No, like, we got you, dog. Like, don't trip.
yeah.
That's funny.
Speaking
But
of that, that's a good segue into the next one because I added retro re-releases to
hmm,
things that are overshadowed and under uh
Yeah,
what was
give me
the
an
other word?
example.
underrated.
Overrated,
The
undershadowed.
overrated, undershadowed.
Other way.
The example I was thinking of when I put that on there, and there's more like this, but so like Castlevania Symphony of the Night. I remember long time ago, I'd heard of the game before, but never seen it or played it. And I went into Luna Video Games, and there was a guy sitting behind the counter playing it. And I was like, "What is this?" And he goes, "It's Symphony of the Night." And I just watched him play it for a while. And I'm like, "That's fucking awesome." I'm not gonna buy it at Luna Games and spend like $80 on the fucking. I got it off the PlayStation Network for like $10.
What
And it's
was it?
great.
Was Symphony of the Night?
Yeah,
Yeah.
and it's great. But if you want to get it now, it is part of a little collection that also includes Rondo of Blood, which Rondo of Blood is badass, but it's also fucking hard.
Yeah,
Especially
Rondo.
Symphony of the Night isn't exactly like the easiest game ever, but I think it's kind of night and day with the difficulty level and the style of gameplay is very different. Symphony of the Night is more of a Metroidvania. It's probably the
Uh,
best Metroidvania.
the trick with Rondo Blood because it is a Metroidvania. There's certain parts, but if you if you choose to jump down a hole, it could either lead you to a new place or you die. So
Oh,
you
yeah, that's like Castlevania 3. Rondo of Blood is not a Metroidvania. It's very linear. Go from left to right, level 1, level 2, level 3.
yeah,
Um,
but I say it's Metroidvania-ish due to the fact that you can go to like a different area by choosing a different path. Because
Which
that's
is
Yeah,
the
but
idea of that's a very loose idea of Metroidvania. Because in Metroidvania, it's, in order to get to like a new place, it's either you find a new path or you need something to unlock like a power up to unlock the next area.
yeah, and I was going to say that because the whole point of a Metroidvania is like, hey, you went through this area and you got the morph ball. Now you can go back
Mhm.
to this area and go this way, and you can go back to that area once you get the power missiles. Go up here and then go out this way and down.
yeah,
It's an overarching thing.
Rondo of Blood doesn't do that. You're going right. You just keep going. You can't, as far as I know, you can't go back and go back through like level. You can't beat level 4, then turn around and go through level 4 backwards, and then back through level 3, and then take the other path. You just keep going forward. It depends on it adds replay value to it. Last time I went this way, now I'll play the whole game again, so now I can go that way. That's why I say Rondo of Blood is not Rondo of Blood's. I'm not knocking Rondo of Blood, but it's not a Metroidvania. It's more of a classic Castlevania. It's a lot like Castlevania 3 on the NES because that game does that. It has branching paths and different ways you could go to get to the end, but you're essentially just going right. But yeah, I think that I don't know, maybe if they had re-released Symphony of the Night on its own and put out ads for it and were like, hey, new generation of people who maybe haven't played this yet, check this out.
Mhm.
It might
Well,
it could piggyback off of like Metroid Dread.
Oh yeah,
If you
yeah.
like Metroid Dread, here we're gonna put this out for $15 as opposed to 60 or 70, and you could play if you like that style of game and you're broke as hell, like a lot of people are.
Hmm.
Castle. I think if it was marketed differently, it would get a lot more attention from
Well, here's
a
the
new
thing.
generation. What?
Um,
Oh, here's the
I,
thing, guys.
uh, Konami didn't do that for
Yeah,
any of the collections because I have pretty much all the Castlevania games except for the Lord of Shadow series and the DS collection, which I don't know if it's been released yet or if it still needs to be released, but I'm waiting on it because I got the Advance collection, which is all the Game Boy Advance games, and then they had the 30th anniversary collection, which has one, two, three, four, Kid Dracula,
I have that one.
some some
Yeah,
of the Game Boy Castlevania games. So, and also has Bloodlines.
yeah.
But point is that even like a major collection like that for 30 years, an anniversary collection, Konami did not do any marketing for it or very little. You kind of had to be in the know to, realize that it was
I don't know if you can hear that.
No.
released.
Yeah, that's kind of that exact what you described is kind of exactly why I wanted to put retro re-releases on the list because like with Konami and the way they handled Castlevania, that is meant for already existing fans of
Like
Castlevania.
myself.
It's not gonna bring in like and they could have done something like the series on Netflix. They could have used that to piggyback an advertisement campaign for these re-releases and bring in new players because I guarantee you everybody who watched Castlevania on Netflix, it wasn't just people who grew up playing Castlevania because the show was good. They made no
I
effort to get a new fan base or new people. These are just like only like for people like our age or older.
Yeah, people who really
Yeah, no.
enjoy those games. But it's also like kind of the same thing they did, like because there's a Ninja Turtles collection of the old arcade games.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There wasn't really any marketing or advertisement for that. Uh, the only thing I've seen a market or advertisement for, which I don't know if you guys have seen it, but the Capcom Fighting Collection.
I have the first one, not the
I was
second
gonna
one.
say that's a good example of how to do it right because that
Yeah.
is bringing people in. That's bringing
Yeah.
in new players.
And
Yeah.
they're updating all the shit they couldn't fix because, you couldn't just, patch games back in the day. You had to re-release the whole fucking game with the shit
Mm-hmm.
fixed. And I think that was a very good idea. I own the first one. I've barely played it because for some reason, I don't know why, I couldn't connect to people on my Switch. It just wouldn't
Huh.
let me. Period. It was period. It just wouldn't let me.
Hmm.
So I don't know why that happened, but I can still play Smash Bros. Now. And I think that's all John and I played. But did we play Mario Kart? I don't remember.
I
But
don't think so. We did
either way.
N64 stuff,
Oh, right.
so that
Right.
worked too.
So technically, I think
But
we did play Mario
Yeah.
Kart.
but I don't know, but maybe you guys might. The old school Final Fantasy games, that collection.
Which ones?
Uh,
It's
Pixel
like one
Oh,
remaster.
through. It's like one through
Yeah.
six or something,
yeah, one
right?
through
Yeah.
six. Yeah, I don't remember any fucking advertisement for that.
I saw. I think one thing once,
I
and
Yeah,
that was it.
saw things because I'm a giant Final Fantasy nerd and I watch a lot of YouTubers and stuff. I saw stuff, but a lot of
Shut
these
up, James.
I don't think they're what?
I said, shut up, James.
Oh, okay.
I'm a
But I don't
giant fan of Final Fantasy fan too. He won't shut up about seven. I love
um
seven. It's not the best game.
they we're gonna talk about that later. But they the independent YouTubers that I watch, I don't know if they were like sponsored, but it's probably not. But I think it was just for the love of the game. Like that's how I heard of those. And I think it's a little bit pricey as fuck to I don't know how much the whole collection is, but I think individually they're like $20 a piece. I only got six.
oh
I do want to get I want to get four. I have six
the
Yeah,
Pixel
four I
remaster.
heard is really good. I know
the
six is good.
collection. The collection's like $60 to $80 for 6 games.
You should beat my ass.
Oh,
$80.
but
I don't
here's
mean
the
you, Matt. I just like,
yeah. But I was gonna say that if you buy them individually for like $20 a pop, all 6 games, you're actually spending more money versus getting a collection.
Yeah, but I don't want to play one, two, three, and five. Really, I want four and six.
I want to
That's
play
your
6. I
opinion.
heard 6 is really fucking good.
6 is Final Fantasy 3 from the Super Nintendo.
How about you shut the fuck up?
I'm just saying, you might
We
have
know.
access to it on
Everybody knows
something.
that.
You might have access
Everybody
to it on
knows it.
something.
I don't. I own the only one I own on multiple things is 7.
Don't you have I thought you got the NES Classic and the Super Nintendo. Don't you have both of them?
Yeah.
It's on the Super Nintendo Classic.
Oh, dope. Cool.
Yeah, you can play it.
Yeah.
And it's good. You can use save states. Use the save states.
I know.
Because you can fuck up.
Use the save state.
You can fuck up.
Yeah.
Yeah. But
How much this is.
but yeah, going back to you mentioned the Ninja Turtles collection, which I'm pretty sure I know that those were made by Konami back in the day. I'm pretty sure they still own that. I think they do. I'm assuming they do. So they have like the collection of the different old school Ninja Turtles arcade games and Turtles in Times and things like that. But they also did Shredder's Revenge, which is a new one that one I think was meant to bring in new and old players. Fans of the old school Ninja Turtles can play something with their kids, as opposed to like, hey, come play this really old Ninja Turtles game, which those are good, and little kids are assholes if they don't like it. But Shredder's Revenge is something new where they added new shit to it.
Yeah,
where, like that's again like the opposite of what I was talking about with how Konami handled Castlevania, which still fucking love Castlevania, and I'm super grateful that those games are available on modern consoles. But they could have done something more to bring in new people as opposed to like just for us old people with our arthritis and our back pain.
But yeah, you're right. And also, I just looked it up real quick. It's called the Cowabunga Collection.
Yeah,
and
I have it. Wasn't it free on the PlayStation Plus?
I don't remember,
I think it
but
was.
it's like $15 at GameStop.
Nice.
Shredder's Revenge, I think, was free.
Yeah, I have Shredder's Revenge, but yeah, you're right. Like they released a brand new game, Shredder's Revenge, that's done in the same exact style as those old arcade cabinet games. Yeah, that's a pretty good way to bring in new fans.
It was the Cowabunga collection. It's in my library right now.
Huh.
I didn't pay for that. I mean, I guess technically I did, but I didn't buy the game separately from PlayStation Plus. So they released the older games, which was cool because, you know, I'm old.
I don't know if you did this as a joke, but you added Twisted Metal Small Brawl to the list.
No, honestly, like I'm not making that up. Like,
I've always heard in every like compilation or retrospective or everything I hear about. I've never played Small Brawl, but I've always heard that is the worst one.
yeah,
That's like a unanimous internet opinion that, as far in my experience.
So let me explain why I put that on. But
I know nothing about it.
Before we move from the retro re-releases, is there a game if you had the option, just like snap your fingers, this game's back, it's getting a retro like a newer re-release, and you just said it and it happened? What game would you want?
Star Tropics. 1000%.
Yeah.
I don't even got to think about that one.
Yeah.
Add some like quality of life for the love of God.
Yeah,
that's a good question. Let me think here.
Ooh,
No,
we
they
talked
already
about it
did
before,
that.
but remake Friday the 13th on the NES.
Yeah, for real.
Make it
That'd
good.
be cool.
That could
That'd
be
be
so cool. But go ahead, Matt. I interrupted you. I'm sorry.
Trying to think.
God, that's a nice shirt, dude.
No, it's not. It's just a regular collared work shirt.
Look at Mr. Richie Rich over here.
Yeah, Mr. I wear a
collared
collared shirt.
What
Do
the
you need
fuck?
anything, Matt? Do you need anything? You want me to get you a cup of coffee?
You guys want lunch? I'm getting lunch.
Yeah, send it to fucking bumfuck nowhere, North Carolina.
Yeah, I got you. That's weird. That's weird. I typed that address in and it just showed you.
Yeah.
Game that could get a remake or re-release.
Anytime. I'm just kidding.
Go
So I'll go.
ahead, Kyle.
But I have to look up the name.
Oh,
of
you
this
know what?
fucking
I just
game.
thought of it. Legend of Dragoon.
Oh, that's a good one.
I would love a re.
Were you just thinking, what am I playing now? Because I was going to say Link to the Past. I've been playing Link to the Past. I'm on the 4th dungeon.
Nice.
Well,
That'd be fun,
no,
honestly.
it's just that, or even Chrono Trigger and Chrono Cross. I give those a re-release.
Didn't they get not a re-release, but didn't they get like an update of some kind? Or I'm thinking of fucking what is it fucking called? Never mind. I can't
Chrono
think of it.
Trigger got a re-release on the PS1, which I didn't think was. It added detailed cinematics that were drawn by Akira Toriyama because he did the artwork for that game. But it's
Yeah.
weird because like there's a scene where like it goes into this cool cutscene where you see the frog jump up and like slice a demon in half with his sword, and it looks dope as fuck. But then it swaps back to the 16-bit, and you see the exact same thing happen. Yeah. So like it wasn't necessary. And also like my biggest gripe is so you press, I think, triangle to bring up your menu, like you do in every RPG, whereas your item, equipment, all that shit, that screen, like in 7. There is a 5-second delay. Every time you hit the triangle button, the screen goes black for 5 whole Mississippis. And then you do all your shit, and then you go out of that screen, and it goes black for 5 whole Mississippis again. And every time you start and end a battle, there is 1 Mississippi, 2, like 5 fucking Mississippis, which doesn't sound like a lot. But if you play that game for an hour, those 5 seconds add up.
I was gonna say a lot of that hour is 5 Mississippis.
Well, it'd be like if you go to the inventory screen, how many times would that need to be to a minute? 12? 12 if you open it. Well, no, that's 6 because it's 5 to start it and 5 to get out of it. So if you look at the menu 6 times, you've burnt a minute. Still a good game.
Oh yeah, I've never actually played it for more, but that's not because I didn't like the game. I love turn-based RPGs. I prefer them to like real time, like the Final Fantasy VII remake. I would rather it be turn-based.
Same.
I want it to be turn-based. Like I want to play the Final Fantasy VII story that they released in the 90s, but with all the cool looking shit they have now. That's personally what I want. But it was still a fun game.
We wanted a remake to Final Fantasy VII, not an entirely different game. Well, I guess that's what a remake is. You can argue both ways, but it's like I think the people who waited over like a decade, I think, after they announced it, they got the shaft.
Well, here's the thing too. I think when the game was like real quick on that, I think when it was being developed and talked about, I think Square kind of advertised that as like a faithful.
It's a sequel disguised as a remake.
Yeah.
Yeah. But they were kind of advertising it as a faithful, what's the word I'm looking for?
Reimagining?
Adaptation.
Yeah, adaptation. But like it was supposed to be turn-based and all this other stuff. And then for whatever reason, maybe the process of development changed, but during E3, when they first actually like gave you the trailer and advertised it to like the public, it was, we're going to do things a little differently. And they were still claiming that it was going to be like a turn-based RPG, but you had freedom of movement, kind of like the Persona series. How you're able to do that, like it's still, or like the Stick of Truth. Don't you have that in Stick of Truth or
you can move your character. You can move your characters, but it's still like a turn. At least in the Stick of Truth, it's still a turn-based.
Yeah, that kind of like style.
It's like Mega Man Battle Network or whatever, where you like
that's fractured but whole. But I think you're thinking of
not Stick of Truth.
Matt, are you talking about like in Dragon Quest XI, you can freely move your characters around during battle, but once you hit attack or do magic, where once it's their turn, they're going to stop moving, do the thing, and then it's going to keep going. So like while you're deciding what attack to do, you can run your guy around in a circle, like during the combat, but there's no point in doing that.
Well, if they do, like some games, there is a point. Like you could reposition yourself. You could avoid an attack or whatever the case may be, or maybe you need to get closer to the enemy to make the attack like stronger. I mean, there could be strategic reasons, but sometimes there is no point in doing that. But yes, that's what I'm talking about, and that's how they were kind of advertising it. It's like, it's still like it still gives you that original turn-based feel, and you get freedom of movement. And so people got super excited. And then when it dropped and they played it, they're like, this isn't what you promised.
There is a great part in the second one in Final Fantasy Rebirth. The part where you remember in the original where you're on the boat going to Costa del Sol and you fight Genova. the cutscene where you're introduced to Genova, I have it saved somewhere. It looks really fucking good. And when they introduce the creature as Genova, it has you. I had Cloud, Barret, and Tifa, and in the
Alright.
cutscene, as the fight starts, they're standing in a line. Like it looks like like the original game, like the way they're standing there. But then the
Yeah.
fight starts and everybody scatters. Like, of course, because that's how they fight in the game. But like, it was a nice visual throwback to see like you see like Cloud taking the sword off of his back as Genova's in front of you, and your party is lined up just like they were in the original. But then, of course, you're running around everywhere. But it looked sick as fuck. It was so cool to see that, if only for a moment.
So the
Back
game
to
I would
the
want to have a retro remaster.
What's that, Kyle?
Golden Sun. I have a lot of fond memories of that game playing with my cousin, and I think the game has its own. It stands on its own. It's not just like a Final Fantasy clone, even though you could probably consider it that. But it has its own.
technically,
Hmm.
what's that game? The first RPG, Dragon something.
Dragon Warrior.
Yeah,
I
Dragon
don't know if
Warrior.
that's the first ever term. Well, I might be.
No, I mean maybe I don't know.
Everything's a clone of that.
Well, everything's a clone of Adventure. Like it's literally
Anyways,
just a yellow square. But it's it has its own like unique systems for getting magical powers essentially. And you collect Jin for people who haven't played it. You collect Jin, those little creatures based off of different elements: earth, fire,
Pokemon.
water. Sure, whatever.
Yeah.
And using those grants you, or like setting them up in specific ways gets you specific powers to use with characters. Some work better with other characters. They also get you your summons, and they're fucking badass looking summons. They're really fucking cool. And I would like to see that game, even if it got like a Final Fantasy VII remake or whatever, like that kind of treatment, but it was still turn based. Like I'd be fine. That's be the only thing I'd play. That game is a lot of fun. I know it's a handheld title, but
I was gonna say if they took away the turn-based RPG, I wouldn't be interested at all.
nope.
I would play a remake of Golden Sun, but if they got rid of it, if they did it like Final Fantasy VII remake, I
Yeah.
wouldn't care. Because it also has like you could use like that. I don't remember the actual word for it, but you can summon like that giant hand to grab things and move them over.
Oh yeah,
and
you
like
just grab and
that was
it's
a big
cool.
part of the game.
There's push, pull, I think, and grab.
Because it was one of the
And
first ones where like yes, it's a turn-based RPG. It has a nice 3D element to it, especially for a Game Boy Advance game. But not only is it for like it's visually pretty, but there's mechanical reasons why it's in 3 dimensions. For how
yeah,
you can push and pull and move things with magic powers and stuff. You need to utilize the 3D environment. That was when I was younger. That was my biggest problem with the game is that I kept getting stuck because I wasn't thinking about that. I would get to the
yeah,
end of a dungeon and I'm just stuck forever.
yep,
And it's like, oh, you're supposed to like hold R and move this pillar slightly to the left, and then like
yeah.
one of
Get
those
out,
things
yeah,
makes you feel like an idiot when it's explained to you. That
yeah. Oh, absolutely. I felt like an idiot so much, and my cousin would just walk up and be like, "No, you just do this and like figure it out." I'm like, "Fuck off, dude!" Like, I'm older than you. Respect me. Like,
yeah, bitch.
nah, he's dead now.
Oh,
But
sorry.
nah, he's cool. He would have laughed. I grew
Uh,
up playing fucking N64 with him all the time. It was great.
I picked a random episode that we've done that had all three of us together and went back and listened to it. And the gaming memories one, I'm pretty sure you told the story of him in that one. And honestly, like that is such a fucking good episode that we did. So if you're ever bored,
I'm glad he's in a good episode.
yeah, the gaming memories one
Yeah,
is just one. I think it's one of our best.
it gets very personal, and that's kind of helps make it a better video. We're emotionally invested in these things. We're talking about things that happen in our lives. A lot of time we do, but it feels I felt personally like that this was more so than just us talking about video games.
I was going to bring us back to why Kyle put in Twisted
That's what I was
Metal
gonna
Small
say.
Brawl.
Yeah.
Like,
Explain
Okay.
yourself.
yeah,
Well, now I'm
explain
not
yourself.
gonna. I also just fucking
Tell me
wonder.
about this game I've
So
honestly never heard of.
okay, so in Twisted Metal Small Brawl, You all heard of Twisted Metal 1 through 4, Black, and whatever the fucking newest one was.
Yeah, for the
So
most
Black,
part.
it was like the reboot of the franchise where it's like there's three main characters and then everything else is just a car you could pick. And the characters or almost twisted, but were Sweet Tooth, Mr. Grimm, and Darkseid, the Dollface.
That was the PS3 one, wasn't it?
Yeah, that was on the
Ooh.
PS3, and it came with Twisted Metal Black
Revenge.
if you got it before a certain point. And so I gave that code to get Black to one of my friends so he would play it, and he just never did.
Piece of shit.
Yeah, no, I'm just kidding. He's a cool dude. But the way the time, not the timeline, but the releases, where it was 1 through 4, and then Black, and then Small Brawl came after Black on the PS1. And I don't know when it was released. I don't know other games that came out, but it's
Oh, for
I believe for Small Brawl.
to put that in perspective, so like 1 through 4 comes out, and then the PS2 happens, and Black
Yeah,
comes out, and it's really cool. And then for some reason they step backwards and
yeah.
released another one on the PS1.
I don't know why. I mean, the
No,
PS2 play PS1 games, but I don't know why they wouldn't just do it on the PS2 and make it look better. But in Small Brawl, you pick a character and they have a car, like every other game except for the PS3 one. But it's children, and you're driving RC cars, so it's kind of a little bit of a twist on the regular thing. I think you got
just
a
a
T
twist.
rating instead of M, but it's children. You can't show children dying.
They
But
do in Gundam.
that's Gundam. Fuck off.
Like they're all child soldiers, but go
Oh,
on.
shut up. That's not
I
the
think
same
Matt
thing.
Matt
These
likes
are kids in
Gundams
like an elementary school.
because the
Oh,
robots,
okay.
all the mechs
Never
look
mind.
like dudes, and Matt wants to be inside them.
Yeah. But
Wow.
the game is solid. It's got good elements to it. The final boss is kind of weird,
What's the final
but
boss in that?
I think his name is Piecemeal.
Because I've seen Calypso.
Piecemeal.
Yeah, I think his name is Piecemeal, but Calypso drives it. It's just a like an amalgamation of like a bunch of different cars like put together. But it's like a big truck. It's weird. I don't know. I don't know. But
So
yeah, Calypso's just a giant asshole as a child. He's just an asshole his whole life, don't get me wrong, but like specifically as a kid, he's like fucking with children just to do that. It's like it's kind of fucked up. But what I mean by it's underrated is like Black is a fantastic game. I recommend it to everybody if you can play it. But it Small Brawl is not as well received. People didn't like it because it wasn't the regular formula of the game. It was in the sense of car combat, but it wasn't, or and Calypso being a dick, but it wasn't violent. It wasn't like bloody and gory. And 1 through 4 weren't really, but Black kind of took the series in a different direction, and then they went back, so people didn't like it as much.
It's all
And
good.
but
I was gonna say it's also technologically the first time they've done a step backwards. Which
yeah,
again, why? I know
I,
companies do that. There were ones like I mentioned Star Tropics earlier. I think one of the reasons it wasn't that popular is I think it came out in 1991 or
okay,
1990, which would either be the Super Nintendo was already out or was about to come out.
yeah,
my speculation on that is probably because let's say they're developing a game and maybe they just don't have the budget to put it on the next gen console. So they're like, you know what? We still want to release this game, so let's put it on the previous one or the one that is still current instead of
sure,
making it for the next gen.
yeah,
I just feel like if you're gonna be because all of these things are products releasing in competitive markets. So
yeah.
wouldn't it be smartest to like put your best foot forward and try to like always be moving forward instead
Well,
of taking steps backwards because you're
sure.
trying to make money.
Well, yes, but
Look
like
at
I
Shovel
said,
Knight.
Yeah,
budgets. Like I said, budgets, dude.
Yeah,
Like
yeah, but look at Shovel Knight. That was an indie game.
yeah, it looks like an
Absolutely, it
8-bit
was.
game, but it's
Yeah,
not.
yeah, it's definitely not. But they made millions of dollars, or however, I don't know how much it sold. I'm guessing, but it like they made so much money on a game that looks retro but isn't, and that's to me that's kind of like not taking a step back, but like they kind of did, like they were like, hey, we're gonna do this and still make a decent game, not with the limitations of that older hardware because it didn't release on the Super Nintendo, but with that style and make improving on the controls. I was say Lion King, like the game is
Yeah.
hard. I'm not comparing Lion King to Shovel Knight. They're not the same game. I'm just using it as an example. They had fixed the controls a little bit and not designed the game to be almost impossible because they were renting it from Blockbuster. It's like they could have done a lot more on that hardware at the time. Maybe if they tried harder. I'm just kidding. I don't make video games. I don't know how hard it is.
I think Shovel Knight is a good example of like I've always said Resident Evil 7 takes a big step backwards from the action games using the older formula of interconnected like how the maps interconnect almost it's like a different style of like a Metroidvania, but not quite the same where like yes the map is interconnected, you go and you find different keys and like you'll go out into the main hallway and there's a door that you don't open until like towards the end of the game, but by the end of the game you end up coming back there with that key and because everything's interconnected. But it also takes a big step forward technologically.
Yeah.
So it's like they stepped back to what they were doing before and pushed that forward. And I think Shovel Knight kind of does that as well. Looking like an 8 or a 16-bit game, but like what you can do, the mechanics are so fucking polished and everything you can do in that game. Like at first glance, you'd be like, why would I play a Super Nintendo game? But then you actually play it and how fucking smooth it is and how great that game plays. Smooth.
My question.
There's also Guacamelee, kind of.
I didn't play that one.
It's fun. It's fun, but what I mean by that, just like you said, Shovel Knight's kind of Metroidvania-ish, at least to a point. So is Guacamelee, and that game. I've spent hours in that game, just fucking beating it. But like, it's a cool story, and it still does look kind of old, a little bit.
What
I
you were
don't remember
saying?
when it released. Yes, please continue.
Continue, Matthew. You were saying something.
Yeah. So going back to like things that get overshadowed, do you guys think this happens more often than what we're aware of? Like we know like what happened with Horizon and we know what happened with Mad Max and Titanfall and there's other games out there where this happens. But like aside from like the things that like the games that we are aware of because we've played them, do you think like I said, do you think this happens more often than we're actually aware of? Where people try to release a game and then here comes this huge juggernaut of a company releasing something super popular that people that people are going to buy and play.
I'd say it does, but the bad side of that is like how many good games came out, but their marketing team were just not the brightest bunch. So like we don't even know about them. I knew about Mad Max because I love Mad Max.
Same.
And I was like, they made a fucking video game for Mad Max. Hell yeah.
So
but there's a bunch of exactly. Sold immediately. But there's a bunch of people who probably would love that game, but maybe didn't grow up with the movies like we did.
Yeah.
So wouldn't really give it the time of day because Metal Gear Solid 5 came out the same day. And they're all out there playing Metal Gear.
Yeah. There's always that joke I liked with Mad Max. It's like what if the world isn't like that?
It's just Australia.
Yeah, it's just Australia. That's just how they are.
I would believe that.
Like shit wasn't good. I'm not gonna say that, but it's like everywhere else had water and they were still civilized, and this place is just like fucked because it's just Australia. Like, we're gonna take all the water so Australia can't get to us as easily.
I would never go to Australia.
Why not?
Too many venomous things.
I would need to go with
everything wanting to kill you.
I'd need a seasoned Australian.
Well, we have an Australian friend.
We do.
But
she's lived through adulthood. She's an adult.
Yeah. That's true.
I think she just had her second kid.
Like, yeah. But I mean, like, what? Like, the main reason is because, like, the Eastern brown. It's like the third or second.
Don't be racist.
It's the Eastern Browns thing. But it's like It's like the third or second most venomous snake in the whole world, and that motherfucker's everywhere.
What am I looking? Oh,
People will
shit.
find it in their cars. They'll find it in their bathroom, their house.
Oh,
It
yeah.
really likes man-made shit.
Yep.
Yeah, and
If
it's like,
nature is
well,
so great, why are there all the bugs trying to get into my house?
it's like one of the most deadliest things in the world, and it's just everywhere. And
Yep.
they're super territorial snakes. So if you try to like go chase it away, it will attack you. Your house becomes its house.
Then don't go towards it.
If we have anything else to add, I did have something I wanted to talk about for a final segment, which is kind of unrelated, maybe a little bit. Do we have anything else we wanted to add for games that are underrated or overshadowed?
I got nothing. I can't think of anything else off the top of my head like that.
Yeah, me neither.
Okay, so for our final segment, I would like to walk back something I said in an earlier episode. It's an opinion I shared that
Nope, too late.
I no
That's
longer,
concrete.
nah,
That's the fact now.
I no longer agree with it. So I just
I
beat
got
Final.
something I want to add too.
What? Go ahead. Do your thing.
No, nope. You first. You started.
So I just beat Final Fantasy 9, and I'm playing through Final Fantasy 6. Very far in that, and we talked about before how Final Fantasy 7 is overrated, and honestly, I no longer feel that way. I don't think it is. I think that Final Fantasy 7 is one of the best turn-based RPGs out there, and I've played a lot of them. Maybe it was its level of popularity it got because of the time it came out and how groundbreaking it was technologically. It was the first big like 3D one. But a lot of people are saying that, like, I've heard people on TikTok and on YouTube saying that the game straight out sucks, and that's just not true. Yeah,
that's just not true.
That's just flat out not true. If you want to try out, because a lot of people will ask like, where should I start in the Final Fantasy series, but none of them are interconnected. I would, if you want to play the old turn-based RPG ones, I would absolutely say 7. I would say 7's one of the best ones. I like the materia system, how there are like Aerith's limit break abilities make her a white mage, but you can really make anybody into your white mage or your black mage, or give everybody thunder, give one guy thunder. I usually have different characters have different elements. So the black mage class is spread about everybody. It's not all limited to one person. So maybe on this specific boss, Cloud's magic abilities will be useless, but he still has strong physical attacks, and my other characters have the different elemental attacks. I think it's fucking great. I don't think it's overrated at all, and I highly recommend it. Like, after going back and playing a bunch of the other ones and playing Final Fantasy 7 again and playing different turn-based RPGs, I want to walk back on that statement. I think that I was wrong, and I think the game is absolutely not overrated, and people should play that game.
All right.
Tired of pretending it is.
The sentiments that it is not a terrible game, because it is. The Final Fantasy VII is one of the best turn-based RPGs of all time. I will agree with you both. I do not think people should start with it because it's going to ruin all the other games for you.
What? Because it's better or because it's worse?
Because it's better. Like, I'm not gonna lie. Like I said, it's not terrible. I will agree with you that maybe it isn't overrated.
9 was excellent. 9 was absolutely excellent, and I did beat the whole game. But I've heard people say that it's better than 7, and in my opinion, it just isn't. Okay. It's great. It's fucking great. If you like turn-based RPGs, play Final Fantasy 9. I'm not trying to disrespect Final Fantasy 9 in any way, but I beat the whole thing, and I thought 7 was better. From the stories to the mechanics to everything, even the way the limit breaks are handled.
Okay, are you done being wrong?
No, I haven't started yet. You haven't even played 9, so.
Well, this is my issue with Final Fantasy VII. Okay.
No.
This is how I view it. Maybe overrated is the wrong word to use, but it might be like. Let me give you an example. Okay. Maybe it's one of the best ones just in the Final Fantasy franchise, but as like a whole for turn-based RPGs, I feel like they're better than Final Fantasy VII, especially things that have come out after it. Like I say there's at least 10 turn-based RPGs that are better than Final Fantasy VII in the
Name them
whole
all.
of the genre. I
Dragon Quest
can't just
11.
let's see.
I'd
All
say
right, you got
Chrono Trigger,
you
which
get
is before.
you got Octopath, Legend of Dragoon. You got Bravely Default, Dragon Quest, specifically Dragon Quest 11.
Dragon Quest 8's pretty good too. It's on
Yeah,
PS2.
it is. Romancing Saga. That's a good one. Lost Sphere.
And Bravely Default is one of the. I'm pretty sure that's another Square Enix game
Hmm.
that. So I guess like they went a different direction with Final Fantasy, and it's no longer turn-based RPGs, and it's one of those options if you still like the turn-based RPGs that
Yeah,
they put out.
but the thing is that
In that
like
sense, it's a sequel
yeah,
to.
but here's the thing about this is like for Square and people who do complain about like the turn-based or like the action RPG style for Final Fantasy. The examples I just gave are those are Final Fantasy games just with a different name. And it's still done in traditional or turn-based sense, okay? So like if you want that feel for turn-based RPGs, look up different titles. There's more to turn-based RPGs than fucking Final Fantasy.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And
So
that's not my point, but in the
I know.
Final Fantasy series, seven is
Okay.
better than most of the ones before and up to a point after.
Okay, that I will
That's
agree
what
with.
I'm saying. Like, I'll
That's
say like up to 9 because people like 2, people like 11, 12, whatever. They like them, and they're still good. I stopped playing them after a while because I
right.
don't like
Okay.
it.
So like
But 7 will ruin all the ones around
I don't know.
Yeah.
it. It
It's
will
better than. I
absolutely.
think it's better than 8. I think that's 8's the only one where there's no question 7 shits all over it.
Yeah,
In my
absolutely. I
in my
played 8 and I
opinion.
stopped caring.
First of all, 8 is if you know how to manipulate the system.
I'm not gonna learn how to cheese the game. I just want to play the game. I don't
Yeah,
have
for
to
No,
real,
fucking
dude.
cheat to have
fuck
fun.
that.
I
It's
shouldn't have to
not cheating
cheat.
if
I shouldn't have to cheat to play
it's
the game.
not cheating if it's part of the mechanics.
Okay, what is the cheese?
The
You have to
cheese is
manipulate it
what the cheese is you don't level up your character, you level up your
out.
armor and weapons and things like that. And so because the enemies
Uh,
scale with your characters, right? But you don't have to make your character stronger. So
yeah.
potentially you can leave all the enemies, including bosses, at level 1, and you can have super OP weaponry and just demolish everyone.
Okay.
So,
Question.
so can I
Question.
get to the final boss at level 1 character and beat the final boss?
So
Yeah.
I have a
Mm.
question about what you just said. So you're talking about upgrading your armor and your equipment and things and not
BRB.
leveling up your character. What do you need to upgrade your armor and your equipment?
I don't quite remember. It's been a while
Money.
since I played 8.
Money, right? You buy the newest piece of armor and you buy the newest piece of equipment and you get like the next best one, or maybe there's some kind of blacksmith mechanic where you go in with different materials and
Uh-huh.
money.
What's
How
your
do you
point?
get the money? By winning battles, which does
Yeah.
what? Levels up your character. Because I would do things like I would get to the next town in a Final Fantasy game and I would spend my money. I would do one of two things, but both of them involve level grinding. If I didn't have, I would go in and find out how much all the newest equipment for my party costs. And if I didn't have that money, I would go out and I would grind, and I wouldn't look at how much XP I'm getting. I'm looking at how much money I'm making. And once I hit that level of money, I go in and I buy all the newest equipment, and the leveling up comes as a side effect of that, or vice versa. If I have enough money, then I would grind just to gain a handful of levels before I progress the story. So, how do you upgrade your shit in Final Fantasy? Like, how do you get money to upgrade your shit without leveling up your people?
You know what? It's been a while, so I'm gonna Google that.
Because it's bullshit. But either way, I personally didn't like Final Fantasy VIII. That's just my opinion.
All
I'm
right.
not saying it's an objective fact.
Well, this is my whole thing. Okay, when it comes to Final Fantasy VII, here's my example. My example is like people are like, "Oh, I really like Jackie Chan movies," but the only ones they've have that the only one they ever seen was fucking Rush Hour, right? When Rush Hour is a good movie, don't get me wrong, but I would say Operation Condor, fucking the
Who am
Legend of the
I?
Drunk, Who Am I? Legend of the Drunken Master, uh,
Con Air.
Wheels on
What the
Meals
fuck?
are way better. Jackie Chan movies was
She's got
way
mail.
better. way better stunts and fight choreography than fucking
The Notebook.
Rush Hour. All
I
right. And
Yeah.
that's my same sentiment with fucking Final Fantasy VII. When you see like a top 10 list, people are like, oh, one of the best games of all time. It's in every fucking top 10 list, every top 20 list. It's like always fucking there.
Because
So,
it's
because
one
it
of the
is one of the
best.
best games of all
I
time.
don't think
No
yeah,
it's
one's
but
fair
arguing
to
that.
compare it to like Rush Hour. I mean, Rush Hour kind of puts like Jackie Chan does do cool shit in the movie, but it
Yeah.
kind of takes a backseat to like the buddy cop dynamic and the comedy of Chris Tucker. Like Jackie Chan's cool Jackie
I
Chan
get
shit
all
is
that.
barely in the movie, whereas Final Fantasy VII is one of the best turn-based RPGs
But
out
no,
there.
do you understand what I'm saying? Like, like, there's people out there that have only seen like Rush Hour or Shanghai New, whatever the case may be.
Shanghai Noon is great. Shut the fuck up.
I'm not knocking the movies, but I'm saying there's better.
But
There's better Jackie
I
Chan
saw both
movies.
Shanghai Noon and Shanghai Nights in fucking theaters.
um
But
Great.
like with Final Fantasy VII, it's just it's annoying. It's like I feel like you're. I think you're more of a casual if you're like, oh yeah, Final Fantasy VII is one of my favorite games of all time. That's because I know there's better turn-based RPGs than fucking Final Fantasy VII.
I think what it is that the game, so many people have said that they like the game that it's become hip or popular to say that you don't like it.
Yeah.
Because so many people say it's like Ocarina of Time. We listen to the top 10 games from someone our age, Ocarina of Time will probably be on there somewhere.
I don't even
And I
Um,
feel like Twilight
I
Princess
don't
is
think it
better than
deserves to
Ocarina
be.
of Time.
I deserve, but I don't think Ocarina of Time deserves to be the best game from the N64. I just don't agree.
but
I couldn't tell you what I think is,
But
but
my point is, I think everybody, like a lot of people, for so long have said that Final Fantasy VII is one of their favorite games. That people are sick of hearing it, and now it is popular to say that it's not good. And I don't think that that's fair.
you might be right about that. But me personally, like I don't hate Final Fantasy VII. I do think it's a good game, and I do give credit to what it has done for gaming as a whole. I'm not taking anything away from it, but since its iteration, outside of the Final Fantasy franchise, there are way better turn-based RPGs. Now, within its own franchise, it is among the top three games of all time.
And a lot of those games outside of its franchise that you could argue are better RPGs would not exist if it hadn't been as successful as it was.
I agree with you. I'm not taking anything away from Final Fantasy VII, and I'm not like one of those people where I think it's popular to say you don't like it because I do
Well,
like
you
it.
did just say that like one of the main reasons you don't like it is because it's on everybody's top 10 list and everybody always talks about how Final Fantasy 7 is
I,
one of their favorite games out there and that's why you don't like that was
no,
what I was saying, like it's popular to say that you don't like it because so many people say they like it.
well, well, I'm
I
trying to
mean,
find a different term aside from it being overrated. There's a word for that where something gets like overly popular, and like that's the only thing that people focus on.
I think it's come full circle to where it's underrated again, or now it's underrated because so many people
yeah.
say they don't like it.
And I mean, if you're gonna talk about like the best games in the series, don't get me wrong, absolutely. And I mean specifically Final Fantasy VII, hands down, most iconic. It's the best system for materia that I've played. It's the best one in the series that I've played that has that feature. But the first game in the series, the whole reason it's called Final Fantasy VII or Final Fantasy is because it saved the fucking game or the company that makes Final Fantasy. It saved Squaresoft. It saved the whole thing. We wouldn't have seven without the first one at all. Period.
That's
It wouldn't
true.
exist. The company wouldn't exist anymore. They called it Final Fantasy because it was the last game they were making. And so people might, oh, it's Final Fantasy, but there's 50 of them. It's like, yeah, I know, but like, this is why. So you can't say that Final Fantasy VII isn't the best in the series without acknowledging the first one saving the whole fucking thing, in my opinion. It's like, it just,
Yeah.
one is not the best game, probably, but it did well enough to save the company and give us the one you like, whichever one it is, 2 through 100, whichever ones it is, whichever one's your favorite. It gave us those because it's the first one and it saved it.
Huh?
But I would. This is this is what I would recommend. If you want to play Final Fantasy VII, go for it. But also try to explore other stuff.
Absolutely. I would
And
not recommend starting with it first.
I would. That's me.
Play 5 or 6. Don't play 8. Uh, maybe you could play 10 because you had a PS2 as a kid and that's what you started with. That's the console you started with. But give 7 a chance at least. That's what I'm saying. Like you
yeah,
will enjoy it. You will have a good time. There's a lot to explore, a lot to discover, even after 30 years. I know everything's been found. There's not like secrets and stuff, and you can find guides to help you find things. But like raising a golden chocobo to get Knights of the Round,
Yeah,
like
fuck.
that's
Fuck.
I know, yeah, that's what I'm
I
saying.
never did that. I never
No,
did
fuck
that
that.
shit.
I didn't give a shit. I never beat the game.
I never beat all the.
I never beat 7.
I never beat all the weapons. I beat some of them, but there's I think there's one in the desert that's really hard, and there's the underwater one. I didn't beat those, but I did the other ones.
There are only 3
but
weapons.
I just don't.
There's a few of them. There's 4 or 5, I think.
I just don't know what the word is I'm looking for to like really describe how I feel. It's like okay, another example I can give is what's that song by Journey that
Don't stop believing.
yeah, it
There
that
are
is
5.
that is a great song, but I swear to God, the next time I hear it, I'm gonna take a screwdriver and stab myself in the fucking ear.
You remember?
They have other fucking
Fucking
songs.
I feel that
Journey's
about
gonna fucking
any way you
dox
want
us,
it.
bro. Like, come on, dude. Like, they're gonna fucking dox us.
Remember when we went to go see Journey live, and then when they
No.
started playing "Don't Stop Believing," I was like, "All right, let's go," because
Yeah,
we
we fucking
knew
left.
they were almost done,
Yeah.
and everybody's gonna leave at the same time. But as
Yep.
soon as that piano riff started, I was like, "Let's get the fuck out of here."
Yeah, for real. No, absolutely.
They
Yeah,
were awesome,
like,
by the way. They were fucking
yeah,
awesome.
they're great live. They're a great band, but
Sure.
God,
That was
all
just
you
shit.
ever fucking hear is "Don't Stop Believing" on the fucking radio.
I feel that way about any way you want it. I'll listen to "Don't Stop Believing,"
Yeah.
but any way you
I,
want it, that's the way you need
yeah.
it. I'm out.
Like I like, but I think "Separate Ways" is a much better song,
Oh
but
yeah,
not
they opened with that.
it doesn't get as much playtime as "Don't Stop Believing." It is, and that's the same sentiment I have about Final Fantasy VII. It's just become just way too much, and at a certain point, I'm just like, all right, who's making these lists? A bunch of casuals where they just give you the most obvious answer for like the best games ever. Because
It's
I feel like people who like are actually like who are actual gamers and they're like they invested their lives into gaming or any type of medium, um they will know like they know that there's better shit than the most popular answer.
Kyle had something he wants to say.
Go ahead, Kyle.
You make a top 10 list and you can't include Gundam or any Dark Souls game.
I was
Challenge
actually
accepted.
I was
I
gonna
want to. I want to see
also
it. That's all. So I'm not being a dick. Like I want to see it because like you could sit there and casuals make their own lists and that's fine. Everybody has their own preferences. Like I wouldn't put Ocarina of Time top 1 if I had to make a list of top N64 games. But if you're gonna sit there and put 8 Dark Souls games on your top 10 list, like that's the same. I'm gonna call you a casual because like you're playing it and it's hard and I understand that like you're good at the games and whatever. But like you can't just sit there and like you have to pick one.
I think
Like
if you look at the top 10 lists of like best games ever or whatever by companies like IGN or Kotaku or different
Watch
gaming things like that, those companies are corrupted by big gaming development companies who are giving them money to say that their games are good.
Yeah.
So those lists, that's why they seem like casual. That's why you would argue that they're casual. They're not, but they are because they're no longer they're bought out. They're not honest. It's not real. That stuff. That's why like I would recommend independent YouTubers over something like IGN or Kotaku or something like that. The lower quality sometimes the better.
Yeah.
Because the low quality videos means that they haven't gotten sponsorship money from fucking Square or Ubisoft or one of those guys to
Yeah,
to push that their games are good.
Yeah, so that's like my whole thing with Final Fantasy VII. Like I said, like it is a good game. And I do enjoy it. I have it on my Switch. I even got the remake on my PS4.
Where all the notes go? Oh,
It's become too much, and for the people that sit there and say who are online and say, "Oh, Final Fantasy VII's overrated. Don't play it at all." Don't listen to those people.
yeah, absolutely. I would never say it personally. Like, I would never agree with that sentiment.
Yeah,
It's I think of it like the Beatles or Led Zeppelin, or I would even throw Sublime in that ring as don't want to listen to them anymore because I've heard
Yep.
them a million fucking times.
Mhm.
But the reason I've heard them a million times is because they were good.
Yeah.
yeah.
That's why they get played to death because
Yeah.
they were good.
Yeah, sure. I like some Sublime songs, but I never cared to listen to them. I never thought they were terrible. Every time the songs I like came out, I'm like, ah, fuck yeah, let's go. But
Yeah.
I never cared enough to sit there and listen to every album, every song. That just wasn't what I was into.
I have a Spotify playlist with 2 full Sublime albums. Every once in a while, I'll go back just listen to it. There's 2 that I mean they have more, but there's 2. I think it's their self-titled and 40 Ounces of Freedom. I think I'll listen to those 2 back to back in their entirety, like when I'm working on something. But
Yeah,
yeah,
yeah. So
Jinx,
I don't
Jinx,
know.
Jinx, bitch. Would you call it shirt?
So I don't know what the word is I'm looking for, but maybe overrated is the wrong word to use for Final Fantasy
I mean,
VII.
at this point, it's like beating a dead horse.
I think it's
Yeah,
underrated now. I think people have
You
done it so
know,
much that it's now qualifies as underrated.
I don't think it's underrated at all because it's still talked about.
Sure.
In order
Uh,
for it to be underrated, it would have had to be not that successful commercially, and it's almost what 30 years later that we're still talking about Final Fantasy VII. So it is not underrated by any means.
well, I'm saying it's underrated because now I'm seeing a lot of people saying the game is bad. The straight up bet, not overrated or not like played out or anything. I see a lot of people on like TikTok and some stuff on YouTube where people are just
I
saying the game is straight up bad now.
yeah.
That's why I'm saying
I
it's underrated.
I think that's the word I was looking for. Played out. It's just way too played out.
That's 2 words.
Okay, it's 2 words, yeah, but whatever. That's the term I was
So
looking for.
so
I
in 2 years, Final January 31st, in 2 years, Final Fantasy will be 30 years.
Yeah, it was 98, 97.
97.
Yeah. So I was right when I said it's close to 30 years. Holy
Yeah.
fuck.
And it's like I said, it's like beating a dead horse.
Yeah.
We're sitting here talking about it and we're getting like not heated, but we're getting like
Worked up a little.
worked up a
Yeah,
little
well.
about it. Yeah, we're not mad at each other about it, but Matt's fucking wrong.
Yeah,
No, I'm just kidding.
that's just
I'm
wrong.
never
I'm
wrong.
no, I'm always right, so it's fine.
I'm
I'm
feeling
always
But
I
right,
bet.
even when I'm wrong.
Well,
yeah,
let Kyle finish. Then I have
but
a final
Go
thought.
ahead.
it's like this game is 30 years old. I love the series. Final Fantasy in general is a great series. There are some misses, not gonna lie. Looking at you, 8. Um,
Why
but
is everyone shitting on the one I like? I
go
like
play
8
it.
and
All
10.
right, I forgot you like it. Never mind. Um, but it's like we're sitting here talking about it. I'm sure other people have talked this game into the ground too, and then remake and rebirth or whatever they're fucking called now. Like it, John said it a while back. Like his whole problem with rebirth or remake was that it all takes place in one fucking place. So you don't go anywhere. You don't do anything in the first game.
Stay in Midgar for the
That
whole game.
Midgar is the place I couldn't remember. You stayed in Midgar the whole fucking game, and
That's like
it's kind of shitty. Like you had, and the game looks great. It plays great. It still has side quests to do and all that shit. But it's like you don't go anywhere more significant than Midgar. And I have an issue with that. And I know you like the game was 3 discs when it originally released, and we're trying to recapture that and blah blah blah. No, fuck you. I want the whole fucking game. Like, I'm sorry, I just want the whole fucking game all at once in one thing. I'm not gonna buy all 3 of them when they release in the collection inevitably.
I'm wondering if because I've heard the sales for the second one didn't do very good, and that game was very expensive to make. We
Yeah.
might not even see the third one. They might have shot themselves in the foot, and it might not. They might not be able to make a profit off of
Yeah,
making the third one.
I get you. I hope they do make it just to complete it. you know. But like at the same time, like I said, I'm not gonna buy
I hope they Phoenix down Aerith and we just get to keep her.
it. No, I still want that like cheesy animation of him coming down, like in the dream, like just fucking stab.
Yeah.
I still like I want that. Like it's fucking hilarious. It's so funny.
But I think that's is that it for this episode? Do we have anything
Hold
else?
I
on.
think so.
I'm looking
And
something up real quick to answer
What are you looking at?
because John was asking very specific questions of
what did I ask? I don't remember.
for Final Fantasy VIII, like how you upgrade
Oh, right.
stuff.
So Matt was saying that you upgrade your equipment and not level
Yeah.
up your character. And I'm like, well, how do you upgrade your equipment? I'm assuming with money. How do you get money? By winning
It's
battles.
well, you don't.
Yeah.
It's not with money. You find material throughout the world, and then you go to junk shops, and that's how you upgrade your weapons. You don't need money, but there's something. It's called the junction system, and it's the core character customization. It allows players to enhance character stats and abilities by attaching magical spells to them via guardian forces.
So I know about those. Those are the summoning. So to find
Mhm.
these items, you have to roam the game's world, and by doing that, you're going to have a bunch of random encounters. So are you supposed to just run away every time you get in a fight?
Yep. That's what he's
Yeah,
saying.
sure.
I don't like that.
Nope.
I'm out.
I don't either.
That's the opposite of what I want to do.
So I know you were fucking with me all that time back, and you said I should play games on hard mode. I'm gonna play Final Fantasy VIII. If I do play it, I'm gonna play it the way I normally would play an RPG. I'm gonna level up my characters. I don't give a shit if it makes the game harder. That's the fucking point. Personal. That's just me.
Yeah, if you know how to manipulate the junction system, you can make Final Fantasy VIII super easy for
Yeah.
yourself.
Sure.
But I don't think Final Fantasy VIII deserves the hate that it gets because like people just popped it in and played it and they assumed it was just going to be just like Final Fantasy VII.
Yeah. And that's
But
what I'm saying. That's my point. That's
yeah.
literally my point.
So
Is Final Fantasy. I do not think you should start with 7, personally.
Like,
yeah.
imagine if they did a new Doom game and it's all like slide puzzles and fucking and you play like it's a Doom game and you play Sudoku and there's like a video of really cool Doom shit happening in the background, but you're just playing Sudoku.
I'd be down for that.
I
Just
would
play,
not.
just play the Dark Ages. It's fine.
But
Yeah.
like
I'm kidding. I've only got to like 1 point in the game and stopped
But-
playing it.
but also read fucking the manual that comes with the game.
Well, yeah, those are fun, but
Yeah.
I mean, it's the same shit. It's kind of similar to what happened with the ET. People just popped it in, had no idea how to play it. When the game manual tells you exactly how to play the game, if you
I don't know if it
little
does.
But
I don't
the
know if it
game is
does.
bad.
there's a whole YouTube video that kind of counteracts that point that ET was a bad game.
ET was a bad game. The guy made it in like just a few weeks. And so you could say like, hey, you're supposed to drop in this hole and find these items and avoid the FBI agents and do this and do that. But when you play the game, there is no way to tell what thing is what.
There
Yeah.
is
Everything
manual.
looks like
Hold
shit.
on, hold on.
Are you
I have
sure
the
there's a manual?
I have the manual right here. Someone typed it out. Like I have it. Your mission is to help ET find the 3 pieces of his interplanetary telephone. Call his ship and guide him to the landing pad in time to be rescued. Do this before ET's energy runs out, and you'll win the round and score points. It traverses 6 sites on planet Earth, 4 of which are full of pitfalls. They are dotted with deep wells, which it says figure 1, but I'm not looking. But it doesn't actually tell me. Oh, there's controls. Let's see that. So press the game select switch, selecting the variation. You can play game 1, 2, or 3, and there's different things, and that's it. It doesn't tell you controls. It doesn't tell you fucking shit.
Okay.
Like it literally says console controls, game select switch, game reset switch, and that's it. There's a TV type switch, so if you're playing on color or black and white.
Yeah.
But
Now
it
in
doesn't-
Technicolor.
But anyway,
Yeah.
But
I guess actually it kind of does.
yeah, see,
There's some helpful hints.
yeah, see, like, was that manual perfect by any means? No, But if you took the time you read it, you could get a vague idea of what to do. Instead,
What you're doing is victim blaming.
I am victim blaming. Fuck them little kids. They should have the
Whoa.
patience, read the manual, and then enjoyed playing the game instead of just throwing the game into the Nintendo. I'm like, yay, we're gonna play ET. All impatient, hopped up on Christmas cookie sugar, like
Oh,
little
you're gonna say crystal
crackheads.
I thought it was
meth. Hopped up on crystal meth. Like
Whoa.
all these little kids.
And then they're like, oh, this game sucks because they didn't take the time to fucking read. I'm sorry.
Did you read the game manuals before you
No, he didn't.
Every time? Every single time?
No, but I
Exactly.
sat there
Shut
and
the
I
fuck
figured out the game, and then I'm like, okay, let's give this a try.
There's nothing to figure out in ET.
Matt watches
Everything's
anime.
green.
He can't read.
So do I, and I can read.
No.
You have to read when you watch anime.
Well, not if you're watching it subbed.
Dubbed. It's better if it's dubbed.
I meant dubbed. Not dubbed. I meant
Better
dubbed.
dubbed.
But shut up, Mister. I don't like Dragon Ball in Japanese.
You're right.
I
I
don't
think
blame you.
that'll be probably it.
Probably.
Yeah. It's been fun. Everybody be excellent to each other. You guys
don't
say
be excellent to each other.
Be excellent to everybody but yourself. Just kidding.
Yeah.
Go around and flip as many people off as you can.
Be nice to the people you don't know and treat everyone you do know like shit.
There we go.
So how I live my life.
How dare they know you?
I'm just kidding.
It's obviously a joke. Don't be an asshole. I'm just tired of everywhere you go. All you hear is like, love everybody, be nice. I'm trying to send an opposite message.
Okay. Well, on that note, we're going to go. Thank you all for listening.
And don't forget to like and subscribe.
You can't like or subscribe on Spotify. It's
You
follow.
can on YouTube when you check out our new video segments.
Oh, that's true. Yeah, we put new. We have a YouTube channel. Look up the Gameacologists on YouTube. We have a
And
whole page.
Maybe we'll start dropping episodes on YouTube.
By we, he means me. Maybe
You
I'll start
are the
dropping
editor.
episodes.
Hurry up, Mr. Editor Producer. Chop,
All right.
chop.
Bye, everybody.